Okay, y'all, I hit the mute because of the music and I forgot. So can you guys hear me now? If you guys can hear me, if any of you are still here, let me know. I only see two people right now, probably because no one could hear me. There was music and I hit the mute button. And I thought I hit it and unmuted, but I didn't. So I'll just keep walking. And I'll just go over the 7 tips that I've gotten for you guys today. Okay? There's 7 of them. Sometimes the music gets so loud and you don't want it to come across your live. The music gets so loud and you don't want it to come across your live. So I hope that you guys can hear me now. I thought I unmuted, but I didn't unmute. So if you're still here, just remember that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I want you guys to do everything that you need to do, to protect your mental health. We're not doctors, we're not diagnosing, we're not treating. But what we're doing as lay people is we're looking at ways to protect our mental health. We're looking at ways to boost our mental health. Okay? I want you guys to look at ways to protect and to boost your mental health. That's what I want you to do. See, I really can't see the chat. But guys, if you feel like you need help and you just don't think you can handle it anymore, seek help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. And I think we've talked about this before. When you're in your hometown, we know how people can be, right? We know how people can be. Sometimes the people you go and seek help from are people that you end up knowing them. So, everybody can understand that that's like kind of like a no-go, and I understand why. I understand why. It's no fun. It's not fun trying to get help. And then you see people in your community who you can't trust. You want to be able to get help from people in places you can trust. So that has always been a big problem when it comes to getting mental health treatment. Okay? People just can't trust the people, they can't trust the people they often have to go to. Especially when you're in a small town. Especially when you're in a small town. So I'm going to go over these again. Probably later on today. Because I started my live and I forgot I had someone coming over to give me an estimate on something. So I did that. And I had to end my live, y'all. I had to end that one. I just went ahead and deleted it because it was only for like maybe 2 minutes. I had gotten started for like 2 minutes. So I had to delete it and start over. But I thank you guys for coming in. For the ones who did come in. I hope that you see the title and just be prepared that most days this month, if it's the Lord's will, we're gonna talk about mental health tips. Okay? We're gonna be trying to help each other, figure out what we can do, okay, as it relates to mental health and keeping our mental health in check. Seeking out help when maybe we need help, helping others. Those are the things that we want to do. We want to help ourselves, of course, and we want to help others. Y'all, look at all these dandelions. I hope y'all can see them. What's small to some people is huge to other people. Just seeing those dandelions, just looking at that, just seeing those dandelions and just looking at that, I love it. I love it. I love it. Hearing the birds. I'm missing my birds. I hope you guys are watching my legs move. I hope that you're being motivated to move. Watch the legs move. Watch the legs move. Watch my legs move. Move, move, move. Okay? Okay? Pay attention to the legs move. I told you I can't really see this phone so well. So I know I saw April come through here. Someone named Amir. I appreciate that, Amir. Who else did I see? Who else did I see? Of course, I saw Sassy, my moderator. And when I say April, I mean April Showers. I saw a brilliant blessed mess. A brilliant blessed mess, my honorary. My honorary. I did. I saw all of y'all. My allergies don't seem so bad today. I think it's the grass today, not the pollen. I don't see a lot of pollen. But you never know. You never know. See, when these trucks are loud, or when these cars come through here and they're really loud, I end up muting, especially when it's loud music, because I know that can be annoying coming through a phone. You know, I know that can be annoying coming through the device. So I'm trying to talk to you guys, and I'm going live a little bit earlier because I have been trying to get back to late afternoon, early evening, and I've been able to do that this week. I've been able to do that this week. Thank goodness I've been able to do that this week. Late afternoon, early evening. Now, of course, it is spring. Soon it will be summer. So it's going to be probably back to late evenings. That's why I stuck with it so long. That's why I stuck with it so long. Even this past winter wasn't such a bad winter. It wasn't really cold. So going late evenings was good. It was good. It was good. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can see you guys on here. I still see. Okay, I still see the same people I see. I know a lot of people left when I muted because I didn't warn you guys that I would mute, and I forgot myself. I thought I hit. Well, I did hit it. I hit it to unmute, and it didn't, y'all. It didn't unmute. So I'm sorry, but I'm hoping that you guys heard some of the mental health tips. And if you come back to the live or to the replay, I'm going to give them to you again to boost your mental health. And we're going to talk about this again tomorrow. You know, I want you guys to try and keep a journal. It doesn't have to be something all elaborate and, you know, all this and that. Just keep a journal of 3 of your greatest achievements. They don't have to be your greatest achievements. Just 3 things that you've achieved that you're proud about. Okay? 3 things and 3 things that you're grateful for. Okay? 3 achievements and 3 things that you're grateful for. That's a total of 6. You know, and if you can't do 3 and 3, do 2 and 2. You know, that's a good number. 2 things that you're grateful for and 2 achievements that you've accomplished. Okay? That's what I want you to do to help boost your mental health. Number 2, if you haven't been anywhere in a long time, set up a trip. I know things are expensive, and a lot of times the money is funny now. But it doesn't have to be an elaborate trip. It doesn't have to be a far getaway. Just a short getaway, or just take some time to get away from home. You can stay in your hometown. Go to a nice hotel. Check in for a weekend. You and a couple of your girlfriends, you know, like we used to do in high school, like a slumber party, a pajama party, you know, and have some fun. Do it yourself. Do it by yourself. Make sure that your family and friends know where you are. You know, let them know that you're just taking a break and, you know, that you're okay, you know. But if you aren't okay, let them know that too. You know, sometimes we're okay. We just know when we need a break, right? We're okay, but we know when we need a break. So let your family and friends know that you're okay, okay? And a break doesn't have to be going 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 miles away. It could just be leaving your home for a Friday, Saturday night, checking into a motel, not a motel, good gosh, not a motel, a hotel with you and a couple of your friends, or just you, splurging, eating, ordering in, going to pick up food, and just having you a nice weekend right there in your hometown. That won't cost so much money. That won't cost so much money. You hear me, Brilliant? Brilliant, I don't know. What did you last hear, Brilliant? Because you know what happened? One of those loud cars passed by. The music was like loud. So I muted. And with the weather being so funny, when the sun hits my phone a funny way, I can't see it. So I thought that I unmuted and I didn't. Yep, I thought that I had unmuted my phone and I didn't. So what was the last thing that you heard, Brilliant? I'm glad you're back here so you can let me know. I know that Sassy came through April showers. So I might just have to do this whole live again, which I don't mind, but I'm going to let this one stay up for, those who did hear a little bit of it. But we're just talking about things to boost your mental health. Yesterday we talked about knowing who to seek for help, and just lay people, we are not to diagnose, we are not to treat, we are to counsel, not on a professional level. We can be an ear for somebody, yes we can. And when you're being an ear for someone, hey, we talked about some things to pay attention to and when to suggest to people to get help. And sometimes you can't really suggest it to the person. Sometimes you have to be an advocate for that person and reach out to someone and say, hey, I think they're going through a really hard time. Whether you have to reach out to another member of the family, if it's your family, a friend, a close friend, or a professional. Reach out to a professional. Now, the professionals won't give you any information once they've made contact, but they will definitely appreciate you reaching out. I'm trying to see let's see. Girl, I cannot see anything on this phone. And again, that's why when I muted, someone was playing loud music. Y'all know every now and then they come through here with this loud music or loud vehicles. So I muted because I know that doesn't sound good coming through the phone or the computer or your tablet, whatever you're on. And y'all, I hit unmute. At least I thought I did, and I didn't. So I don't know where I left off. So that's why I'm going to come back on here again later, and I'm going to give these same tips that I gave. And they are tips to boost your mental health. Tips to boost your mental health. Hello, is that Amir again? I can't see who it is, but someone is speaking. I see April Showers saying hello again. Hello, April. I see Sassy back. Thank you guys for coming back, y'all. I was trying to keep the noise down, and I forgot to I didn't forget to unmute. I hit unmute, and it didn't take. And so I just kept talking. And y'all know I can't see the comments. It's like I can't see anything real good when I'm in certain areas. So I hit unmute, and in a attempt to unmute, it didn't catch. And I was just talking and talking and talking. So I said I would stay on here for a little while in case you guys came back. And I'm glad that some of you are back. And I'm just hoping that you guys see the title. Okay? Title. See the title. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This is Thoughtful Thursday. And I'm just trying to give you guys some tips to boost. We're not diagnosing. We're not treating. As lay people, we're educating each other. This is for educational and informational purposes only on things we can do to help boost our mental health. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're not telling anyone to not listen. If you already seek treatment, if you're seeking treatment or you're receiving treatment, that's great. I hope that your healthcare provider is doing a great job for you. I hope that you're feeling better, from whatever place you were when you started your treatment, because that's what it's all about. It's about removing the stigma. Okay, we want to remove the stigma. There's even though we talk about mental health a lot more now, guess what? People still taunt and tease people. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you. Is that um I don't know how to say that. I don't like to say it wrong. Makarov? 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 I hope I'm not saying your name incorrectly, but I do appreciate you for coming here. You're Asia? You're from Asia. Okay. April said hello again. Hello to everybody coming in. I just want you guys to, just remember to always, you have to. I know we focus on family. It's almost like an automatic. It's family first, right? But when we're talking about our physical and our mental health, we have to focus on ourselves. We have to remember to focus on ourselves first so that we can put family first, okay? We have to focus on our physical and mental health first so that we can put family first. Because if you can't help yourself, how can you help anybody else? Okay? If you can't help yourself, how can you help anybody else? So the tips that I have for you guys today, and again, I'm going to go over these tips again because I know everybody was like, what is she saying? And I said a few at the beginning, and there weren't many people in, and a lot of those people that did come through, they left. So what I'm going to tell you is that the tips that I have today, I want you, if you can, it doesn't have to be some type of professional journal. You see that music right there? I was trying to mute, and that's what happened the last time. So I'll just try to, I hope no one will come through with extremely loud music and I won't have to mute. So I want you guys to boost your mental health, because again, we're not doctors, we're not licensed counselors. We have not formally been educated and had clinical training in order to, you know, teach or diagnose and treat anybody. And I think sometimes people get a little caught up in YouTube, or whatever social media it is. Yes, we're on here for educational, entertainment purposes only, informative purposes. But you have to be aware of what you're saying and how it comes out, because you're reaching the masses. Even if you look back at your chat and there's only 2 people there when you're done with your live or your video, there's 2 people you may have influenced, and you want to influence people in the right way. Okay? There are 2 people you may have influenced, and you want to have influenced them in the right way. So don't put on a white coat, and self-label yourself as a doctor or a therapist, a licensed therapist or a licensed nurse practitioner, or someone who can diagnose and who can treat those with mental issues. Okay? Don't do that. As lay people, what we want to do is we want to just observe ourselves and our family and friends for differences, for changes, so that we can let those professionals know what's going on with us and what's going on with those who are close to us, so that they can diagnose, they can do the assessments, and they can treat people. Now, I know we've all been guilty of saying, she has this, or she acts like she has that. We have. But when you're on a social media platform, you can't just go around saying a person has bipolar or whatever. Because guess what? There are a plethora of mental health illnesses and issues. And you can get 100 people with the same ICD-10 diagnosis or D5, DS5, DSM-5 diagnosis, 2 of the tools that they use to diagnose. We can't use those tools because we're not professionally trained licensed therapists. Okay, they use those 2 tools and many, many other assessment tools. Okay, we can't do that. So, but what we can do as lay people is we can observe ourselves and people we love or people we know. And if we feel like something is going on with them, we need to let the professionals know. Okay, it's nothing wrong with having to talk with somebody and saying, hey, you seem like you're down a lot lately. Like you seem like, what's going on with you? And you can even say you seem depressed, okay? because you're not really diagnosing them. Most of us know what a person looks like when they're going through depression, but at the same time, we can't diagnose, okay? And so since we can't diagnose it, we can tell them that it looks like that to us, you know, but you have to be careful about diagnosing people, and you don't meet the criteria to do so, okay? So what we can do as lay people is we can again watch for signs and symptoms that show someone may be going through a tough time, okay? Watch those signs and watch for those symptoms that show that someone may be going through a tough time. And as we're talking about this, I hope you guys are watching my legs move, because that is the main focus of my lives. Let's Walk and Talk. That is the name of my channel. Let's Walk and Talk. I want you guys to move. Move, move, move. Consistently, okay? Move, move, move. Move those legs as well as those arms, at the shoulders, at the elbows. Just move, okay? Move. It creates more synovial fluid, and the older we get, the less we have. The synovial fluid protects those joints, okay? It protects those joints. Doesn't mean you won't get arthritis or certain other things, but hey, it does protect. And even when you do have issues, most people are going to recommend you to move. See, we're here for educational and informational purposes only, but we're not here to diagnose, we're not here to assess, and we're not here to treat. But we can give each other tips. We can give each other tips. And my tips today are for you to write down 3 things, 2 to 3 things that you consider achievements, okay? And 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for, all right? If you're feeling a little bit down, if you feel like you're feeling depressed, plan a getaway. Hey, it can be a big one. If your money is right, your money is right. But if you need to plan a small getaway, it could be right there in your town. It doesn't have to be far, okay? It does not have to be far away, all right? So I want you to do that, okay? Those are just things. A doctor doesn't have to tell you that. A licensed person doesn't have to tell you that. You know, those are 2 tips that we can just give each other. Informational, educational purposes only, from one to another, okay? The third thing you can do is acknowledge your strengths. Acknowledge the areas that you're strong in, okay? Acknowledge the areas that you are strong in, okay? When you're depressed, look, hey, if you can cook your behind off, and cooking is your thing, when you're depressed, acknowledge the fact that you're a great cook. Get in there and find some new things that you haven't tried, you know? So it can be something that already exists within you to strengthen you, okay? You're a great cook. Y'all, let me tell you, some people are great at encouraging others, but they're not good at doing so for themselves. Some people are great at encouraging others, but not so much at encouraging themselves. But let me tell you, that's why I try to stick with positivity on the app, as far as me and what I do on my channel. Because a lot of times, if you take a minute to think about it, when you encourage others, you encourage yourself. You can use the same tools or the same words that you're using to pull somebody else up or encourage somebody else. You can use that. Start to listen yourself, okay? So focus on your strengths. Focus on your strengths. If you're good at math, become a tutor. If you feel that you're down and out and you're depressed and you're in a slumber, think about it. So many kids need help and their parents can't help them. You know, do your part. Your strength is mathematics. Go tutor someone's child. You know, go to a school and volunteer. Go to a school and volunteer. Tutor your child. Tutor children. You know, I think so. I ain't got many friends and I want to ask something. How to speak without stuttering? Okay, you're like an introvert. See, sometimes people do get certain things confused too. Sometimes you can have a person who is I'm not going to speak to you being an introvert, but I have noticed that the reason we shouldn't diagnose ourselves and the reason we shouldn't diagnose others. Okay, think about it. Say you're at an event and someone is having a hard time speaking. So, and you got people looking at them, they start to whisper and they start to come to conclusions. You know, some conclusions could be right, but a lot of the conclusions will be wrong because people tend to go with the negative side of things, you know. So is that person just having jitters because they don't like public speaking or they don't like speaking in front of a crowd? Or does that person have self-esteem issues? You're going to have some people in that crowd that's going to say, you know, they're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And they're going to say, oh, they're just having jitters. They're good. They're not used to this. They have to get used to speaking in front of people. But you're going to have other people who are going to sit there and try and diagnose them. They're going to try to give them some type of diagnosis, maybe based on something that they went through or someone else that they know. And you don't do that. You don't even call that malpractice. That's worse. It's worse. It's worse than mental malpractice, okay? You don't do that. That person could be a social butterfly. But it's just that when it comes to speaking, when all eyes are on them, they get the jitters. They get jitters, you know? So we have to be careful in the labels that we put on people. But that's just a simple example. So as far as you being an introvert, some tips maybe, you know, start to write down the things that you do enjoy and look at all the things that you write down that you enjoy and think, say, hey, okay, this is going to take me being around people. This activity won't. This activity may take me being around up to 10 people. This activity may take me being around a classroom of people. This activity may take me being around one or two. Whatever it is, I never say do anything quickly. Now, when it comes to things like this, I don't. So, you know, you're going to have to find your way to figure out what works for you to get you out of that introvert type mindset, okay? So we have 3 tips already, right? Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Write down 3 achievements. If you can't think of 3 for each, think of 2. Number 2, set up a getaway. It could be a girl's getaway. It could be a solo dolo. It doesn't have to be a trip to Dubai. It doesn't have to be a trip to Africa. It could be a trip 200 miles away, or it could be a trip 3 blocks away. Go to the hotel like we did as kids. Have a pajama party. Have a girls' night out. Have a slumbers party, you know? Tip number 4, how do you sleep? Most people like for it to be cool. And most people say that when it's cool, they sleep better. So it's been recommended that you sleep at a temperature of 60 to 67 degrees. It's been recommended that you sleep between 60 to 67 degrees. Now, that won't work for everybody, okay? Because a lot of people can't stand to be cold, and to them that's considered cold. And to some people that's considered warm. They may want it to be 50 to 57. So that's tip number 4, okay? Tip number 5, add new activities to what you do. To boost your mental health, you want to maybe add some new activities to those that you already have, okay? And if you don't want to add new activities, how about revisiting some that you haven't done in a while? That could boost you. Look, I'm telling you, that could boost your mental health so much. And they say when you go on those trips, like we were talking about in tip 2, going on a trip or just a getaway, it says that it can increase your happiness by up to 8 weeks. That can increase your happiness by up to 8 weeks. Of course, we are all individual, but it can really increase your happiness up to 8 weeks. And I'm a firm believer in that. Because how many of you guys, when you've gone on vacation, right? Sometimes you're not ready to go back home, but a lot of times when we go on a vacation, after about 4 to 5 days, what do you start to feel? You start to feel like you're ready to go back home. And when you go back home, you're happy, you're talking about your trip. You know, you've had a reset, right? So that could boost your happiness for up to 8 weeks, just depending on the person. Okay? Hey, Six Balls, I see Sassy speaking to you. I hope I didn't mute again, guys, but I see Sassy speaking to Six Balls. Thank you for coming to the live. So that's 5 tips right there. Tip number 1, write down 2 to 3 things that you've achieved, that you've accomplished, that you're proud of. Write down 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for. Keep that in a journal. I want you guys to do that for the whole month of May. Okay? 2, set up a trip. It could be a short getaway. Doesn't have to be something big, something expensive. Short getaway. 3, work towards your strengths. Work towards the things that you're strong at. You're a great cook. When you start to feel down, get up and go cook. Get up and go cook. Get up and try to cook new things. See, you already have strengths. Okay? If you're good in math and you're kind of down and out, go tutor a student. Tutor a student. And tutor them for free. Tutor them for free. See, doesn't that boost your mood? See, doesn't that boost your confidence? These are tips that are meant to boost your mental health. Okay? Tips to boost your mental health. We're not diagnosing anybody. We're not assessing anybody. And we're not treating anybody. But right now, what I'm going to do throughout the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month, is I'm going to give you guys tips. And we're going to talk about different things as it relates to mental health. Okay? Six Ball says, Makarov, I have a friend that stutters. You shouldn't hide that. It's not something you can control yourself. Right, it's not something you can control yourself. Makarov, what I suggest to you is to look up, and this is something that does work for a lot of people. It may work for you, it may not, but it is a great suggestion. I've seen people take it. You may not know, you may be too young to remember the actor James Earl Jones. Believe it or not, when a person stutters, they feel ashamed. They're really bashful, right? But he said he was a bad stutterer. But what broke it for him was actually in performing on stage. It actually broke that for him. So you would think, how could that break it for him when you have to be in front of all those people, all eyes on you like that? Different strokes for different folks, okay? Now, I always suggest getting some type of professional help. That's what I suggest. But sometimes, y'all, we just can't afford it, or we have to push through on our own. And we just have to find those things that work for us. And he's not the only actor that has said that he stuttered. But getting on stage, it was just like focusing on his lines, learning his lines, wanting to be good with acting, wanting his interactions to be great. He beat stuttering. He beat stuttering. And that's probably, if you do know James Earl Jones, and if you've ever watched him or even just watched an interview, he doesn't speak fast. He speaks clearly, and his speech is normal. But you can tell that maybe it's kind of like what he said. He stuttered, and he learned to control it. He learned to control it until it was no longer a problem for him. And if you just listen to him, I can get that. I get that from the way that he speaks. I get that he's disciplined with his speech, and he speaks so very clearly. So you just never know what may or may not help with you. Yeah, I feel out of place when hanging out with friends. You're just silent, like I was never there. I can't adapt with my new home. So you're going to have to, I suggest that you seek someone professionally, okay? And that's what we can do too, y'all. We can always give people tips, and we can always make the suggestion that they seek professional help. You may need to see a speech therapist, you know? You may need to see a speech therapist, as well as a mental health professional, especially if it's causing you mental anguish. If it's not causing you a lot of mental anguish, then maybe a speech therapist. And once you see the speech therapist, you'll come out of any bubble that you have as far as the discomfort with being around people. So you have to make that first step, though. So Tip one, write down 2 to 3 things that you're proud of. Also, write down 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for. Tip two, just plan a getaway. Tip three, work towards your strengths. If you're a good cook, when you're down and out, cook. Okay? If you're good at plumbing, doing things around the house, you find yourself feeling down and out, check your house. Fix the things that need to be fixed that you've been putting off. You know, if you're good at math, be a tutor to someone's child. They need you. Okay? And don't charge them, people. Please do it for free, okay? You know, and sometimes just talking. If you're a good talker, talk to someone. You see someone down and out. Sometimes I keep telling you guys, talking to someone can help boost you and boost your mood. Okay? Tip four, keep your room cool when you sleep. These tips won't work for everybody for various reasons, but this is a good one. Keep the room cool when you sleep. Some people can't stand the cool room, so it may not work for them. Some people just haven't tried. Okay? Tip five, add new things to your resume. Add new things to your lineup, the things that you do throughout the day. Okay? Start to walk. If you don't walk, walk. Go learn to swim. Add some new things. Or if you used to dance a lot and you don't dance anymore, you don't necessarily have to add something new. Revisit something that you were good at that you used to do. Or you don't have to be good at it. You can just like it, love it, do it. Tip six, I know this will sound funny to adults, but coloring for 20 minutes out of the day, let me tell you, it boosts your brain power, it boosts your mental, okay? It boosts your brain power and it boosts your mental health, okay? Because you're going to try to, what are we going to try and do when we color? No matter how old you are, what do you want to do? You want to stay within those lines, right? You want to stay within those lines, okay? And you want your you want your picture to be pretty. So like color for 20 minutes, okay? Take a trip down memory lane. And I know a lot of us have bad memories. Some people have had bad memories from childhood up until adulthood. But usually there's one or two somewhere in there that you think about from time to time, even if you've really had it hard growing up. And there are very, very few good memories. Focus on those. Focus on those. Take those memories and use those as boosts to do other things, you know, as boosts to make your life better now. And so that's tip six. And tip number seven, y'all hear me do it sometimes on here, a good laugh. Okay? A good laugh. A good laugh. Tip seven is a good laugh. Okay? A good laugh. A good laugh. I'm going to read some of your comments. Let me see. Sixbo said that your friends won't care that you stutter. Oh, okay. Your life changed for the worse during the pandemic. Okay. Sassy says she has a journal. Every week I have to write down things that made me happy or sad that I share with my therapist. This is cool. Thanks, Slash Pride, for sharing this. Of course, Sassy. I'm gonna, you hear. I'm gonna tell you something. On these social media apps, we've been hearing people for the longest. It's like mental health is the new thing, right? Everybody wants to tell somebody something about mental health. I've seen very few people acknowledge that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Very few people. But the main people who are always trying to be therapists and diagnose people, I haven't seen them say anything about it yet. I haven't seen them say anything about it yet. Six Bowls says, Sassy, I should try that. Yes, try it. I'm telling you. Make a journal. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. Just make a journal. And my suggestion is to write down 3 of your no, they don't have to be your greatest achievements. Just 3 things that you've achieved that make you happy, that make you proud. 3 accomplishments. And then also write down 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for. Because when you're down and out and you're sad, you can pull that journal out and you can look at that. So for the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month, I encourage everybody to make a journal and do those things. Okay? So 1, make your journal. 2, set up a getaway. It could be, hey, whatever your money can afford. If your money is funny, you can set up a getaway right there in your hometown. Okay? Right there in your hometown. Tip 3, work to your strengths. What are you good at? What are your strong suits? What are your strong points? When you're feeling down and out and you found that you've become, if this been weeks, days and weeks, and you just can't get out of that slump, start to think about the things that make you happy, your strengths. Okay? I said if you're good in math, go tutor a child. But hey, guess what? You can go to your local soup kitchen. If you like helping people, go serve people at your local soup kitchen. There are so many ways you can volunteer. And those are the type of things that you can become good at. Tip 4, keep it cool in your room when you sleep. Okay? And along with that, I'm going to add, you know, try to sleep at the appropriate time, okay? Try to sleep at the appropriate time. I'm a night owl, but I have tried to be better. When you're in your room and you're trying to sleep, don't have on all that TV, the blue lights, the phone. Put the phone down. You know, put the phone down. Don't have that blue light, because blue light, it represents what? The clouds, the sky. It's daytime. It's going to prevent you from sleeping. Our circadian clock wants us to be up during the day and sleeping at night. Now, if you work a job where you have to work 11 to 7, that's a different story, okay? And so think about it. When the sun sets, what colors do you see? Kind of like a yellowish, orange, red, okay? So put a yellowish, orange night light in your room if you have to have light, okay? And those, typically, that type of light won't prevent you from falling asleep, okay? So tip 5, add new activities to the things that you already do. Maybe you've just become bored. Add new activities to your life, okay? Learn to swim if you don't swim. Learn to skate if you don't skate. And those things also help what? With your cardiovascular. Walking. All those things help boost your mental mood, okay? Start a podcast. Find something that's interesting to you. And even if there's nobody, if there's only one person in the chat, continue to talk, okay? Continue to talk. Eventually they'll come. Eventually they'll come. Will it be the thousands? I don't know. Maybe it'll be 10. Maybe it'll be 10. But guess what? It's a release. It's a release for you. If you don't see anybody, don't focus on the number in the chat. It'll be a release for you. Okay? It'll be a release for you. So tip 6. It may take you back to childhood, but coloring for 20 minutes will help you to focus on what's right there in front of you. Making sure that you're within the lines, making sure that you're coloring a beautiful picture. We all want to be within the lines when we color, okay? So focusing on something that simple isn't so simple, but it will keep your mind for a little while off of the bigger things. And it'll also boost your brain power. Do word puzzles, crossword puzzles. We talked about this before. Do those numbers puzzles. The Sudoku. Y'all know I keep forgetting how to do it. I think it's Sudoku. I think it's Sudoko, something like that. Sudoku. Y'all know what I mean. Do those puzzles. I love those puzzles. And that was something that I had to start back doing. That's why I still don't even remember how to say it right. But that will boost your brain power, okay? That will boost your brain power. So color for 20 minutes, or take a trip down memory lane. And again, if you don't have a whole lot of good memories, focus on the 1 or 2 good ones that you do remember. And maybe even those bad memories will make you say, hey, that was then. I really couldn't control that then. This is now. Let me make good memories. Let me make some fun memories. So I can't look back on many from the age of birth to 15 or 16, or maybe even 20. But I can set up a field of good memories now. 2-3 weeks from now, you can look back on some things that you did, some new things that you did that made you happy, some new things that you did that pulled you out of that mood, some new things that you did that boosted your mental health, okay? And number 7, tip 7 is to simply laugh. Laugh. Now, I used to have people tell me all the time, you look mean. Well, I understand it when people say, what am I laughing at? I don't see anything to laugh about. And some people just aren't into comedy. But some people who never laugh a lot, guess what? When they do laugh, they have the best laugh. That laugh is long, hard, strong, and hearty. So even if you're not that comedic type person, you really don't like comedy, just go check out a movie anyway. Check out a comedy. Watch some YouTube videos that are funny. They're all over YouTube. Pranks, all kinds of things. You know, find something. And if it doesn't make you laugh, it doesn't. But if you watch them enough, there's going to be something that makes you laugh, okay? You're going to find something that makes you laugh. So now I'm gonna give credit to the source of these tips. Okay, it's mentalhealth.org. 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 But some of these tips we talk about every day anyway. Okay? Some of these tips we talk about every day anyway. So I'm gonna read the comments. Because I've been on here like an hour. An hour? Cause it feels like 2 hours. Because I had to realize that y'all didn't hear me at one point. I don't know if Brilliant ever came back. I know she came back, but I don't know. She didn't tell me where I left off. At what point that you guys couldn't hear me anymore. So I'm going back up. I see Sassy said maybe you need to speak to someone. Let me see. Oh yeah, you need to speak to someone. You need to speak to someone, okay? I'm gonna remove that comment. I'm not gonna remove you, but I'm gonna remove that comment. Mods, please be mindful of that certain words, even if YT doesn't catch them, there are certain words that we have to be on top of. And people, be careful on what you put in chats, because a lot of you guys know that. Sassy says, I'm so guilty of saying people is right because I used to work with people. Happy one day, the next day they are depressed, silent, or angry. Yeah, like you said, you never know what people are going through. And you never know what particular event may have caused that to trigger them to be angry the next day. They were happy-go-lucky, and maybe they've always been happy-go-lucky, but one day they come in and they are angry. We can't just label that person as having a mental condition. You never know what triggered them to be that way. You don't know what happened when they got off work that day. Between work yesterday and work today, we don't know what happened. And then you never know what meds people are on. You just never know. So we really do have to be careful. Now, yeah, of course, we're going to say things. We're human. We're going to say, he's acting like this, she's acting like that. But my thing is, be mindful about repeating those things in front of people, especially the person that you're talking about. Okay? We have to be mindful of the things that we say about people that we know aren't good things. We know that they aren't good things. We have to be mindful of the things that we say. If something will make you feel bad, 9 times out of 10, it will make another person feel bad. Okay? Whether you think it's true or not. And if you don't look at it that way, think of it as if it would make your child or your parent feel bad, it will make somebody else feel bad. See, a lot of times people put up these big walls. Well, I didn't feel this type of way. It doesn't matter what you feel, because you're the one saying it. What matters is the person who's receiving it feels. That's what matters, how that person feels. So we have to remember, I have to remember that. We have to acknowledge our flaws. We do. We all talk. We talk about people. We say things. And it doesn't mean we bully, but we have conversations. I'll put it that way. We have conversations. And you have to be careful about the way you have those conversations when it comes to people's mental health. If you're going to talk about somebody's mental state, always talk about it in an empathetic way and in a way whereas you're looking for ways to help them, okay? I know they may make you mad. I know they may come to work and pop off on you. You might be like, I know that she acting bipolar today. Okay. She may calm down. She may not even apologize for it. But later, she may take a couple of days off work, and then you guys come to find out she's going through something. He's going through something. They may never apologize for it. Sometimes people are so ashamed that they don't apologize. Let me tell you something. When a person doesn't give you an apology, it doesn't always mean that they don't want to. Sometimes they're too ashamed to. Okay? Y'all know how it is. Like when you get into it with your sister, your cousin, and sometimes you say, I'm sorry. When you're kids, your parents make you say it. Or they teach you to say it. But sometimes you don't say you're sorry. Your significant other, sometimes you just kind of snuggle up to them. You know what I'm saying? So think about people who don't really know you like that. They just work with you. We don't want to be labeling people. Yeah, we can say it, what they act like, especially we can say it to ourselves, because y'all know we all have conversations with ourselves, right? Y'all know that, right? Like when people say if it comes up, it comes out. Now, some people are bad about controlling what comes out, and some people are good about controlling it. They'll say, let me get away from you because I'm about to say something. So that means we have conversations with ourselves. We talk with ourselves. We talk within ourselves. Our mind, our subconscious and our conscious, they have conversations, okay? And we still snap, we pop off. We're not saying this because we're perfect. We're just saying that these are things that we need to learn to do, and we need to learn to do them better. Okay? I saw her saying, or him saying, thanks for that information, Sassy. Brilliant came back. Sassy says, I know there's a lot of people. Yeah, there are a lot of people dealing with mental issues. See, Brilliant speaking. Right. Sassy says, right, I agree. Mental health should be handled by the people who have experience in that field. Exactly. Right, right. I think I got many friends. I think, okay, I saw that. Six Bowls, thank you for encouraging the new subscriber, Makarov. Makarov, I don't want to say his name wrong. Lance Pride, I'm watching a video about ADHD and multi is it multi-personality disorders? And then you're talking about this. It's Six Bowls. Yes, I plan to speak about mental health throughout the month of May because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Week, I think again is I'm saying the 9th through the 13th, but I'm not sure that that's exactly right. I never did look it up for sure. But within the month of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, there's also a Mental Health Awareness Week. And you guys also remember Teachers Week is this month and Nurses Week is this month. Okay, I think I went way, way, way up. Y'all have been having good conversation. I appreciate that. Brilliant says, hi, y'all. I'm back now. I was driving. My bad for not speaking. Thank you, Brilliant. Brilliant always speaks. I appreciate that so much. Brilliant says, Six Bowls just caught up on the chat. My condolences. I didn't know you lost your husband last year. I didn't know that either. Six Bowls. I think I've heard you mention something about your husband, but I'm not quite sure what I remember about that. So my condolences to you as well. My condolences to you as well. You know, like I said, you never know. You never know. People can be going through losing a job, you know, losing a friendship. You know, you just never know. Loved ones is really, really, really sad. And sometimes those things trigger, I won't even say mental illness, but mental issues, okay? Mental issues. Because if it's short term, you know, if it's short term, who are we to say that it's a mental illness? And that's why you have to go to the professionals. Professionals have assessments, they have tests, they have time frames, they have certain criteria before they just diagnose someone as having a mental illness, okay? Sometimes it can be a mental issue. And they have a solution for that. You know, you continue to see your therapist, they have a solution to help with that. So we as lay people have to be careful who we diagnose. We can't diagnose, okay? But so many people do it on here every day. They do it on here every day. You got your workout on today. This is for real, for real. Brilliant. Can you tell me where I left off where you couldn't hear me? Cause I had muted because there was a lot of loud music. I muted. And sometimes I can't see the chat because of the lighting. So I had no idea how long I had been muted. Yes, that's why kindness goes, yes, way further than many people realize in real life. Hugs, kindness saves lives. Yes, yes. And even if you don't like a person, you don't have to tear them down. Even if you don't like a person. And Brilliant, I'm asking you, where did I leave off so I can remember? I went over the 7 tips again, but I just want to, know, because I know there was quite a few people in the chat at one point, and I might just list the 7 tips on my community wall. And I might just, I did go over them again during this live, but I might just touch base again on them later, sometimes within the month, because I'm gonna be using tips throughout the month. Oh, okay. When you came in, I was already muted. Oh goodness, I had no clue. I don't even remember then. I know you came in, but I have no clue what I was saying when you came in. So whenever I, you know what? Since I forgot to unmute, or I thought I had unmuted, hopefully it was like I finished the sentence or the thought. I'm thinking I finished whatever sentence or thought it was. And so when I realized there was no sound, I realized I had to start over. But I do thank each and every one of you guys for coming into this live and for tolerating that. For the people who came back. April came back. April said hello again. Brilliant came back. Sassy came back. I appreciate you guys for coming back. I really, really do. I really, really do. Sympathy, when it's required, empathy, and the good heart, they all go a long way. They all go a long way. Yeah, I hear a truck. This is just like a scary movie. I see the truck coming through the brush, like coming through the bushes. And I'm trying to figure out if it's one of those mosquito trucks. Y'all know it's like that time of the year when mosquitoes come out and they come through really slowly. Do they still do that where you guys live? The mosquito truck comes through. And if this is a mosquito truck, I'm going the opposite direction. He's going so slowly. He looks like a street wiper or something, but that's not what he's doing. He's just going really, really slow. And I'm wondering what's going on. But yes, one of the easiest ones on the list today, on today's list, is just to have you a good laugh. Have you a good laugh. Y'all know what a good laugh is also? It's one of those laughs where, y'all give me a thumbs up. Hit the like. Y'all know I don't bother anybody about the like. I know like 100 people came through here today. They probably said, girl, you were silent. We couldn't hear you. Y'all know I'm not going to beat you up about no like button, but we're talking about mental health awareness, and I would like for you guys to give a thumbs up, because I hope that whoever came through, whether they caught a tip or just some words of motivation, I hope that you got something out of this live. And I hope that you come back tomorrow, and every day that I do a live this month, with the Lord's will, we're going to mention mental health. It may not be throughout the whole live, but we are going to mention it, okay? And like I always say, there's a thin line between love and hate. There's also a thin line between sanity and insanity, okay? There's a thin line between sanity and insanity. Brian says, can you please list the 7 things on your community wall and also the things you asked us to journal? Okay, I will. I will definitely do that, Brilliant. I will. And my source for those 7 tips was Mental Health America. Mental Health America. Mental Health America. See, there are a lot of good resources, and usually you guys look for the ones that, look for the .orgs, okay? Look for the .orgs. Look for your the ones put out by prestigious and well-known colleges and universities, okay? mentalhealthnational.org. Mentalhealthnational.org is where I got those from. So I have to credit them because that is the source that I use. But a lot of the tips that they have are the tips that we talk about each day. We talk about those tips with each other every day, okay? So when you see someone who may appear to be in a mental health crisis, don't talk about them. Don't talk bad about them. Try to talk to them. Don't try to diagnose them. You will know when something's just not quite right, and encourage them. Encourage them to seek help. And also, just depending on the crisis or depending on what's going on, contact if you don't feel like your words are getting through to them, please contact a closer family member, a closer friend. And if you have to, contact a professional, okay? Contact a professional, because sometimes people need help immediately. Hey, Jordan. Hey, everyone in the chat. Hey, Jordan. Thank you for coming to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jordan says, how are you? I liked and shared you out. I appreciate you, Jordan. Jordan, I appreciate you. Y'all, I love sharing Jordan out because Jordan is going to give you a workout, okay? Jordan is going to give you a workout. He's gonna give you a jab. He's gonna give you, go over there and check out his jab videos, okay? Okay? Things you can do just standing in place. Get that heart rate up. Good workout. Okay? A good workout. So please check out the J Jordan, okay? Please, 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 please. Check out the J Jordan. And I would greatly appreciate it. Jordan speaking to everybody. Everybody speaking to Jordan. Sassy, if you don't mind, would you please drop Jordan's link? And ladies, go over there and check him out. Men, go check him out. But I know how we ladies can support now. Y'all go check Jordan out. Again, he's gonna take you bowling. What is it? Usually on Mondays. No, Sass, only mods can drop links. So the mod has to drop the link. Let me see. Sassy, Sassy, you learned how to drop links. Yeah, only the mod can drop the links. So you got to click off and drop it if you don't mind. So, y'all, please check Jordan out. I'm telling you, the workouts that he does, they're great, especially for us women. Especially for us women. That upper body, especially the jabs and all the boxing that he does. He does a lot of boxing. So, please check him out. Some jabs, some hooks. You're going to get it all over there. I am doing the Spartan in North Carolina. You are? Saturday? Okay. What time, Jordan? What time? Jordan will teach y'all how to jab, how to hook. Okay, how to duck and dodge, bob and weave. We need to learn how to duck, dodge, bob and weave, jab and hook around here. So there is Jordan's link. Sassy just dropped it. Sassy, drop your link. Drop anybody's link who is in this chat. I appreciate you guys' support. I appreciate you for coming through. And Makarov, I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce your name. Please come back. Please come back to the next live, okay? Please come back. Guys, I know sometimes we have doubt about some of the people that come through the chat. But this month, I'm giving anybody the benefit of the doubt because you never know, okay? You never know. Now, you're not going to come over here and just troll. And we have an idea. We have a good idea when people are trolling, okay? But you never know when somebody really truly needs help. So we're going to give people the benefit of the doubt, okay? So if you come over here and you say that you need help, I would like you to come back to the next live, okay? I would like for you to come back to the next live. I really would. Because we want you to get the help that you need. And sometimes, in order to get the help that you need, sometimes people need motivation to get that help. Okay? Sometimes, believe it or not, we talk about motivation over here all the time. Motivating people to move. Look at my legs move. That's what I want you guys to do. Cardiovascular fitness, cardiovascular health. You don't have to be an Incredible Hulk. You don't have to be a marathon runner. But we just want to move for fitness. Move for fitness. That's what we want to do. But May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we should be concerned with our mental health every day. But since they've designated this month for that cause, we're going to talk about many things mental health. We're not going to attempt to diagnose because we can't. We have not been educated to do so. We have not been trained to do so. We have not done a clinical rotation to do so. We haven't gone before our board licensing, to do that, to be licensed to do that. So we have not received a license and or certification to do that. So we're not going to do it. We're not going to diagnose. We're not going to assess. We're not going to treat because we don't meet the criteria to do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to encourage you to pay attention to the things that you notice about yourselves, to the things that you notice about people in your family, your friends, that may mean they may need a little help, okay? That's what we're going to encourage you to do. To notice those things that may be signs that they need help. As lay people, we can notice the signs. We can do that. As lay people, we can pay attention to the signs. Okay? We can pay attention to the signs. Jordan says, thank you, Sassy. Yes, Sassy. I can't tell whose link is being dropped, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Again, drop yours. Thank you for dropping Jordan's. And anybody else, Six Bowls is back. April Showers. Who else? Girl Dad, I don't think I've seen him today, but he's a great supporter. He's usually in here. I think Retirement Days came through here. Y'all go over there and check out Retirement Days. She made a strawberry Kool-Aid pie. Okay? She made a strawberry Kool-Aid pie. Sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we need something sweet to boost our mood. But don't overindulge. Don't overindulge, okay? Don't overindulge. As you know, a lot of times that's what people do. They tend to overeat and things like that when they're going through things. So we don't want that to happen. We definitely don't want that to happen. Even caffeine. If caffeine has not been restricted for you, some dark chocolate, caffeine can help boost your mood. When you get up in the mornings, if there's not really anything that's just really bothering you, really weighing you down, you just feel like blah, like physically you may be okay, but mentally sometimes it requires a change of job, change of scenery. That's why I say take a getaway, a small, short getaway. And it doesn't take a change of scenery for a long time sometimes. If you can afford to, and it takes you, if you want to go to Vegas for a week, hey, do it. You want to go to Hawaii for 2 weeks, do it. But sometimes it's just a change of scenery. You want to get out of the house, okay? You go to work, you come home. You go to work, you come home. On the weekends, you spend most of your time at home. You may go out and shop for food, but you come back home. Well, this weekend, go and spend the weekend at a nice hotel. Go spend the weekend at a nice hotel. I saw that strawberry. You saw it? Didn't it look good? Oh my gosh, didn't it look good? She prepared the strawberries. Hey, she got that condensed milk, that Cool Whip. She whipped that Kool-Aid in there. Hey, y'all know Sin City, everybody jumped on, not everybody, but in certain people who were not even aware that there was a such thing as Kool-Aid pies. And some people knew, but they called them something else. I don't know, I forgot what else it is that they call them. I've just always said Kool-Aid pies. We've always said Kool-Aid pies in my family. And other people made them way before Cindy did. But I gotta credit my girl Cindy, because Cindy had everybody either making the Kool-Aid pies at one point, people who had not heard of it before. And some people were even criticizing it. But guess what? They went and tried it. So people like Cindy, like Betty from Retirement Days, Kool-Aid. Hey, they need an endorsement deal. They need an endorsement deal, all right? So Betty made a really nice strawberry Kool-Aid pie today. Sassy says, that's my life, work, back home, and physical therapy. There is where I first saw a Kool-Aid pie from Cindy. For real? Really? Sassy, are you from the South? I know you're not in the South, but are you from the South? And you don't have to be from the South, because there are a lot of things that people from the South they're staples. They're Southern staples that a lot of people from the South haven't heard of. Sometimes it's just a family thing. If your family never really liked it, most of us, we just kind of know about the things our families like. And maybe a friend will introduce us to something sometimes. But, and I don't just know that it is a Southern thing, but I think of it like a Southern thing, those Kool-Aid pies. And like I said, it may not be, because a lot of people from down south live in Chicago, live in New York. So, they take those traditions with them. And they've been there for years and years. So they may not even consider that a Southern thing. But yeah, Kool-Aid pies have been around for a long, long time. But that day Cindy made them, I remember Beloved was all shocked and made Kool-Aid. I was like, come on, Kool-Aid, give my girl an endorsement. Give my girl an endorsement. Because see, what's going to happen is one of these other bigger YouTube content creators is going to see Cindy doing it. And then they're going to be like, hey, Kool-Aid, wink, wink. Now, that being said, other content creators have made them before. But I mean, just in the little circles that we tend to hang around on this part of YouTube, nobody was talking about Kool-Aid pies, okay? Nobody. Nobody. So yeah, Kool-Aid, wink, wink. Kool-Aid probably thinking like, if we do that, we got to give a lot of people endorsements. We got to give a lot of people. Because a lot of people, especially the guy chefs, I saw the guy chefs do it. Like the ones who bake, the ones who just, they cook. Even some barbecue guys, I saw some of them make Kool-Aid pies. And that was one of the things that made me say, wow, people just do anything on here. But I guess if you're cooking, that's a good thing to do, because you're showing people something that they probably never seen. Something that simple. Sassy says, just like those pork rinds, I can't find them. Sassy, see, is Golden Flake even sold in your area then, Sassy? Because Golden Flake is like worldwide. I do know that some things that are international, even some places you can't find them in the States. Sometimes you have to order them. But Golden Flake started in the South. And I don't even think the original Golden Flake building is open. I'm not sure. But yeah, they've been making pork rinds like, oh man, they've been making pork rinds since I was a child. Now the nacho ones were a new flavor, but they've had the salt and vinegar. What else? I know they have salt and vinegar. I want to say dill. I'm not sure about dill, but they have salt and vinegar. It may be another brand that I'm thinking about with dill, but I know they have salt and vinegar. And then they have the nacho. The nacho is new. And so that's what I thought you meant, like you hadn't seen the nacho flavor. But I think you were saying you haven't seen the pork rinds at all. Walmart's willing to ship them, but the store don't carry that brand. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Golden Flake was something I was raised on, but I haven't seen the pork rinds brand at Safeway or my local Walmart unless you order them online. That is wild. That's crazy. I haven't been to a Walmart yet that didn't have Golden Flake. Because like I said, I got people in Chicago, my people in Boston, New York. Now, sometimes they send to Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi. They send to our families there for South meat. Sometimes they send for that. They'll send for South meat. But they usually can get the pork rinds. Hold on one second. Let's see. Did my thing go out? Yeah, it's 10,000 steps. 10,000 steps. So I'm telling you, an hour, if you're not paying attention, so I wasn't even paying attention. 10,000 steps. You can do it. You can do it. So, I was walking slow. So you can do it in an hour. Or if it takes an hour and a half, do it in an hour and a half. Just move, okay? When you're moving, look at your legs move. With each step, have a renewed motivation. Okay? With each step, have a renewed motivation to move. All right? Look at the legs move. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. Look at the legs. You don't have to be Speedy Gonzalez. You don't have to be Speedy Gonzalez. Okay? You don't have to be Miss Richardson. And you don't have to be Speedy Gonzalez. Just look at the legs move. Look at the feet move. One step forward. One step, one step, one. If you want to do a pace, one. You can do a two to three. I think it's a 1 to 2 or a 2 to 3. If you want to pace yourself, you know, make sure you're breathing in and out. Talk if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You know, some people don't want to talk, even when they can talk and walk. They just want to focus on on walking. Okay? So focus on what works for you. Do it the way it works for you. Do it the way it works for you. I think it's been 1 hour and 34 minutes. And see, I've been trying to go earlier so I could either do like 30 minutes and come back, or like now, I might not have to come back. I've been on here 1.5 hours, y'all. I've been on here 1.5 hours because y'all couldn't see me. I mean, you couldn't hear me. You couldn't hear me. You could see my legs moving, but you couldn't hear me. You could you could see my legs moving, but you couldn't hear me. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. That is the purpose of my lives, my walk and talk lives, okay? Is to get you guys to moving. It doesn't have to be walking, but I want you to move. You can walk, you can jog, you can run. You can do whatever it is that your body allows you to do. You can swim, you can skate, okay? You can use your treadmill, you can use your bike, your elliptical. You can go bike riding. Some of us have an elliptical that's also a bike. So once you're tired of the elliptical, pedal. If you're tired of the bike, get up and use your elliptical, okay? The one thing I will say about the... Okay, so could you tell when I muted, Sassy? Because I heard it was a car and I did mute. But I kind of slowed down so I could make sure that it unmuted. So you could tell when I muted. If you could tell me, how can you tell? It's probably a southern thing. They do sell pork. But how could you tell? Like, was there complete silence? Is that the way you could tell? Because I muted because there was a loud car coming. Yeah, I see those. I've seen that brand. It's all right. It's all right if you can't get the golden flake. It's not bad. Okay, it got silent. Okay. Okay. So, because I'm thinking it would be a complete, that's what I thought, it would be a complete silence. But I didn't know if they put up some type of symbol or something. I didn't know if like a symbol or something popped up. I didn't know if it was a complete silence or if a symbol popped up. Okay, okay. I got you. So it's still kind of early. I might come back. I might sit and talk, okay? I might sit and talk because I've gotten off of that elliptical, okay? We've been walking for 1.5 hours. So we might sit and talk, okay? Sit and hit the bricks, okay? We might hit the bricks. We're gonna sit and hit the bricks. With that being said, you guys have a great, great rest of your Thursday. This is Thoughtful Thursday. Think of some things that you can do. And you know what? Even when you're in your best of moods, okay? Think of things you can do for those times when you're not in such a good mood. All right? Hey, lovely angel, where you been? Lovely angel, where have you been? We've been on here an hour and a half. Where were you? Hi, it's me again. Hey, lovely angel. Hello, hello, hello. Please catch the replay. Please, please, please catch the replay. Sassy says, hello, lovely angel. So I might come back and we might do a hit the bricks. We're going to hit the bricks. Okay, we're going to sit and hit the bricks. Let's sit and hit the bricks. We're not going to walk and talk. Because I've been on that elliptical, y'all, and I've been walking. I have walked. In addition to what I did on the elliptical, I started this over. I started my stepper over when I started walking. So we have done over 10,000 steps in addition to what I did on the elliptical. So if we come back today, we're going to sit. Let me see. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, we're going to sit. This is good. 10,600. I'm proud. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I'm telling y'all, most people don't do 4,000 in a day. 3 to 4,000 is kind of like the average. It's like the average that people do a day. Lovely Angel says, hi. Sassy says, if you missed the live, always watch the replay. Thank you. Yes, yes. Replay gang. Replay gang. Replay. Replay it, y'all. Just replay, replay, replay. And if you come across that area where I was silent, just skip through it. Skip through it. Fast forward. Fast forward. And come back to where I'm talking. Okay? Come back to where I'm talking. And what we're doing is we're going over, today we did 7 tips to boost your mental health. And throughout this month, we're going to be giving tips to boost your mental health, okay? The whole live may not be about that, because we do like to be all over the place. We like to talk about many things, all right? We like to talk about many things. You are glad with this? Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. So I want you guys know what I wish. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. People will try to pull you into their misery lounge. Don't let them. Never let anybody pull you into their misery lounge, okay? Okay? Create your own lounge of happiness. Create your own lounge of happiness. Create your own lounge of happiness, okay? Never let people pull you into their misery lounge. Sassy says, good night, everyone. Yes, yes, it's probably like about 16,000 today. A lot of days it's probably like 14, something like that. And that's just the exercise. That's the walking and the days that I jump on the elliptical. So pretty much with the live videos, it's usually like maybe 6 to 7. Because I'm going kind of slowly. At times I walk briskly, but mostly it's slowly. Then add those to work. You add those to work, that's definitely 10. And then in addition to just the daily, whatever you have to do around the house and, you know, at Walmart and all that stuff. So yeah, we're touching on like 12 to 14,000 a day. So today is like well over that. Well over that. So you guys do what you can do. You know, don't let what someone else do determine what you do, but just make sure that you move, okay? Just make sure that you move. Just make sure that you move. That is the goal, to move. Love Angel, welcome back to the chat, Queen. Thank you, Brilliant. I appreciate you. So yes, don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. Don't let them pull you into their misery lounge. Tell them you have a lounge of your own. It's called the Happy Lounge. And even on the days that you are unhappy, you don't want to join anybody's misery lounge, okay? Even on the days that you're not happy, choose to stay in your happy lounge. That's the name of your lounge, the Happy Lounge, okay? Brilliant says, afternoon, I meant laugh out loud. So you guys be good. Like I said, I might come back. And if I come back, I definitely won't be walking. I don't think. I love to walk, though. So we'll be sitting. We'll be sitting. We're going to sit and hit the bricks. We're going to sit and hit the bricks, okay? Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, because you could have been doing anything else, but you came through here and you spent time with me, and I greatly appreciate it. Remember, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Focus on your mental health, protect your mental health, protect your peace, and protect the mental health of those that you love. Okay? All right? Bye, y'all. Uh-oh, it won't go off. This phone has been freezing and everything. It wouldn't even let me unmute, and I thought I was muted. Uh-oh. So I guess we'll be on here all night.